Welcome back to Real Roots Radio. I am so excited to welcome one of the sanginest fellas on God's green earth, Mr. Russell Moore, to the program today. How you doing, Russell?
Hey Daniel, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. A little bit of, I think, of a little bit of a head cold or something I'm dealing with. It's not bad, but just going through the motions, trying to get over that, trying to take care of it so it doesn't get too bad before we have to go out and do some singing or singing, as you said.
Sang. Last time we chatted on the radio, you were ready to shift gears and go on the road with Allison Krauss Union Station. Now you're kind of shifting again, going out of AKUS mode into 3TO mode. Third time out,
Yeah.
going back on the road this fall and winter after you had a whirlwind year with Allison Krauss Union Station. Now that we're on the back end of your first tour, the Arcadia World Tour with Allison Krauss Union Station. What's the verdict? How much fun did you have this summer?
Oh, it was a blast. It was eye-opening in a lot of different ways. But it was a blast getting, just hanging out with all the other band members and the crew. One of the things that a couple of things that really stick in my head about the tour. One was all the different venues that I got to go to that I've never been to before. The indoor things, the outdoor venues, all the pack centers, um, and a couple of festivals. We went to Telluride and played that show, which I hadn't been to in years. Uh, and that was all incredible. Just the different places that, like I said, I've never been to before. The other thing that really sticks in my head is the crew, the whole thing, and seeing how a well-oiled machine works with that many people um, involved with it. And I'm talking everybody, and nobody had to pick up pieces after anybody else. Everybody knew what their job was, and they performed it. And that was incredible to see the stage being set up every day, and and then after the performance, how they were like on the spot. The Jackson Brown song about and he mentions they're the first ones to get there and the last ones to leave, the crew. And that's the truth. They work so hard, and their schedule is well, they have to be ready when we get to the next place. They have to be ready to start unloading the trucks, getting all the equipment, all the PA, the stage set up, and it went like clockwork every day. Everybody was on their game, and that was a just to see that many people uh, work fluidly in their positions and make it all happen. That was pretty incredible. It was impressive. It was a great crew. I just got to say that one more time. They were absolutely awesome uh, to be around and to work with. Anything that we needed, from the stage setup to um, anything. All we had to do was ask, and they were more than happy to accommodate any whim that we might have or need. So that was really cool. Those were two things that really stick out in my head. And yeah, it was busy. We did about 80 show dates. When you break it down, it was within like a 5 month period. So it was, yeah, it was really moving. But like I said, everybody did their job, and all we had to do was our job: go on stage and try to play the best music that we could.
It was cool because so often, we see the six people on stage, but at the end of the summer, you guys posted a big group photo of the band with all the crew and the sound technicians and the staging people, and man, it filled up the whole stage. I mean, there was probably at least
Yeah,
30, 40 at least of folks that traveled around with y'all with the crew. So that was really cool to see a big shout
yeah,
out on social media. It really takes like a small village to pull off an endeavor like that.
it does, no doubt. And I think there was a few people that were missing from the photo that weren't able to attend that that shot. But yeah, it was band and crew and everybody involved. It was it's between I mean roughly 35, maybe 35 people. So
Wow.
that's what I'm saying. That many people working that fluidly together was pretty incredible to experience.
What was your experience like being on stage this summer with the success of Arcadia, the album from Alison Krauss Union Station? There's been several cuts from that project that have your voice right up front that have really been standouts. Um, Granite Mills and Northside Gal in particular are already, two of the biggest bluegrass songs of the year. So to go, particularly by the back half of the tour, and see people recognize, songs that you lent your voice to on the record, what was that experience like?
That was really cool. Because my exposure to so many more people that were Alison Krauss fans, but really didn't know who I was. And definitely by the end of the tour, you could tell that uh, they were uh, kind of getting, they were getting into the songs that I was singing too because they'd already heard them. They'd been listening to the album or the CD or um, and also hearing it on radio as well. So especially towards the end, more towards the end of the tour, you when we kicked off one of those songs that I was singing on, you could tell that they were excited about hearing it live, and that was really cool. I think when we talked before, I didn't know how um, the people were going to take to me if they were going to like me or like what I had to offer in the group or what. But yeah, I think that I've been welcomed into AKUS as a member of the band, and vocally they seem to like what I'm able to give to them. So that was a real cool experience there, and so many more people, like I said, than I've been exposed to in the past. And that was one of the things that I was really hoping for, um, to get that and bring them into my fan base and Third Time Out's fan base and
Bring them
and
along for the ride, right?
yeah, just come on and join us, and I think that's definitely going to we're going to see the fruits of the labor there.
One of the highlights for me from your guys when I saw you guys in Cincinnati this past summer was kind of at the encore. You guys gathered around a microphone and did kind of a stripped down, intimate medley of songs, including quite a few gospel numbers, and one that you sang quite a bit this summer. Part of that special moment in the set is a gospel song that you've been singing for years with Third Time Out when you reached down his hand for me. What was that experience
Mhm.
like being able to present a song that you've been singing for years in a context to a new audience like that?
Yeah, it was great. I was excited, flattered, almost. Uh, I thought, man, this is Alison Krauss and Union Station. This is not Third Time Out. But
Mhm.
she asked uh, before we before even rehearsals started. She said, "What gospel song do you like to sing the most?" And that's the one I picked out, and I told her, I said, "Man, I've been singing this since 1991." And I said, "I don't ever get tired of singing it." I said, "I just love this song." And she said, "Cool." She said, "I'd like to incorporate that into our medley at the end of the show." And I was flattered. I thought, wow, that's really cool because this is your show. It's not my show. But that's, that's what she wanted. She wanted to feature not just me, but uh, a male quartet singing this song, which is what we've always done with it. So that was that was really that was like I said, flattering. Um, and we only did like a first verse and chorus and then the tag at the end. But those guys, they knocked it out of the park with their vocals every night. And for me, it was really cool to be able to represent something that I've been doing with Third Time Out for years into the show. Uh, and what a blessing, really, what a blessing it was that I was able to do that along with the other songs that I sang lead on. Uh, but to be able to bring one of Third Time Out's songs or versions of that song into the show was really special for me, and get to uh, showcase what all these guys, Barry singing bass. People really, they don't get to hear him sing bass a lot, but he knocked it out of the park. And and Ron and Stewart, their harmony parts were spot on. And it was just it was a lot of fun. And going and doing it around one microphone. That's, having to work at placement, where how far you're standing from the mic. And so you do it, and then you listen to it back, playback of it. Just, okay, you need to step in a little closer, and maybe I need to take one half a step back, and that kind of thing, just to get the blend. And it was really, that was a unique experience to getting to do that around one microphone with these guys and hearing them in your ear instead of through the earbud monitored buds, hearing it natural like that. It was a great experience to be able to do that. And I'm, like I said, it was a blessing to get to bring that in from the Third Time Out repertoire.
We mentioned, bringing, new fans along for the ride and bringing them to the third time out party. That train's been rolling down the track for over 3 decades, and glad that Russell Moore and Third Time Out is coming to Wilmington to the Industrial Strength Bluegrass Festival. It's November 13th, 14th, and 15th at the Roberts Center in Wilmington. Folks can get tickets at industrialstrengthbluegrass.com. Now that you're shifting back into third time out mode, what's third time out? What's your end of the year and start of 2026 look like, especially with all this new buzz and new ears that are being exposed to how wonderful of a singer that you are, that we in Bluegrass have known for quite a while?
Well, we've got, several show dates between now and the end of this year. Uh, this month is going to be a busy month for us. Actually, uh, for years I've taken the month of December off for
Mhm.
downtime, vacation, uh, family, holidays, and all that. I think it's important to give back to the people who support us, all year long, and let us go out here and play our music and do what we do. But this year I'm actually going through the first weekend in December. Uh, we'll be going to the Balsam Range Festival in Western North Carolina on the first weekend in December, which I thought about, and it's like, man, these guys they've been waiting for 6 months, to get back at it, and maybe they'd like to have another show for this year. And so I asked them all, and they said, yeah, yeah, we'd love to do it. So uh, little change there, but then we start back up in January. Got a few shows in January, February. We'll be going back to the Bluegrass First Class in Asheville, North Carolina, which Third Time Out is the only band that has played that festival every single year since it started. Um, and so we'll make our appearance there in February. March is a good year, and then uh, we'll see what happens after that. But yeah, one thing I do want to do, I'd love to go back. We've got so many great songs that we don't really get a chance to perform live, or haven't. And I'd like to go back and start nitpicking some of the earlier recordings and bringing some of those songs back in, to the show, just to so so people can not hear the same things over and over and over every time we go out on stage. Bring some of the older things, that songs that are great songs that we haven't had a chance to do, and try to incorporate those into our set list, moving forward. I'm looking forward to doing that.
A couple members of Third Time Out had pursued some other opportunities during the summer while you were out on the road with Union Station. So, who are folks
Yeah.
going to see on stage with you when Russell Moore and Third Time Out hit the stage at the Roberts Center next week at the Industrial Strength Bluegrass Festival?
Yeah, well, of course, I'll be there, hopefully. Wayne Benson, of course, playing mandolin. Keith McKinnon on five-string banjo. We got two new guys. Troy Boone will be playing upright bass, and lending a lot of vocals, harmony, and some lead stuff too. And Matt Flake will be playing the fiddle, and also doing, lending his vocals to the quartet, singing bass. And I'm gonna try to get him into a couple of lead vocal slots as well. He's got a great voice. Very very talented. Both of them are very talented. Looking forward to moving forward with those guys and having a lot of fun and playing some great music with them.
Man, and both of them are such veterans in the world of bluegrass. Troy Boone went through the ETSU bluegrass program, worked with Sideline, the Amanda Cook Band, and more. Matt Flake, man, he's worked with the Cleverleys and with Doyle Austin and Quicksilver. And man, two real tried and true bluegrass musicians. Both of them are great pickers and singers. They're going to fit Third Time Out like a glove. So I'm excited to see this new lineup.
I am too. I'm looking forward to, just getting started with them. This weekend will be their first show dates with Third Time Out, and I'm really, really looking forward to getting them on stage and start getting some of the, tweaking things a little bit. We'll have to go through a process with our monitor system and get them honed in where they need to be, uh, listening, so they can hear to do their parts. But yeah, I'm really excited about what they're bringing to the table. I think it's going to be a lot of great music and for sure a lot of fun. They're road warriors. They've traveled, they've done it all. So they know what's coming up, and I have no doubt that they'll, just like you said, they'll fall right in and fit like a glove.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Over the last year plus, you have given us some nibbles, some great singles from the Third Time Out catalog. Of course, there was the song Bluegrass, your guys' killer cut on New Cut Road. The old Guy Clark song came out earlier this
Yeah.
year. Is there more new music on the horizon from Third Time Out?
Well, it will be, but I'm not sure. I don't have anything else ready to release, even as a single. I don't have anything ready right now, but I do look forward to getting into the studio with the two new guys and exploring some new songs for Third Time Out. With the two new guys for sure. I think I might even, look in different directions, as far as what type of song and that kind of thing. But I think that would be nice. The songs that we have put out, the song Bluegrass that you mentioned, the Mike Fagan song When I Get There, the gospel
Hmm.
quartet thing was really nice. Heading east to West Virginia, Tim
Yep.
Raven's song. All of those they've really they've done well for us. Uh, People really like them. And now New Cut Road, the latest single we put out, that was that I heard. I got to tell you just a quick story on that one. The reason I fell in love with the song, uh, to begin with was because of the fiddle playing that I heard when. Um, anyway, I
Bobby
didn't
Bear
know
had the
Bobby
Bobby Bear
Bear.
had the
That's what I'm
recording and
talking.
had yeah.
Yeah, and I just loved that cross tune fiddle playing that was going on in that version. And I thought, wow, that is really cool. And I fell in love with it first and foremost because of the fiddle playing. And then I didn't know until years later that it was Ricky Skaggs playing fiddle on it. And I thought, well, that makes sense because I'm a huge Ricky Skaggs fiddle playing fan. And that makes a whole lot of sense. And once I've found that out, it all makes. I mean, it's like, yeah, well, yeah, that's Ricky. I mean, it
Yeah.
sounds just like him, you know. Uh, so that was a neat tidbit to learn, even years later. And then I thought, man, that would be a lot of fun as a you know as a bluegrass song, bring it in to the third time out song list, you know. So I thought it turned out really good, and people, seem to be enjoying that a lot. It's got some great fiddle playing on it. Um, and I know that the two new guys are going to fall right in there, and we're going to have a lot of fun with that one.
It's going to be a lot of fun next week at the Industrial Strength Bluegrass Festival. Folks need to come out and see the most awarded male vocalist in bluegrass history, Mr. Russell Moore and his hot band Third Time Out. It's next week. Get your tickets at industrialstrengthbluegrass.com. It's November 13th, 14th, and 15th. Russell, where can folks go to keep up with Third Time Out, keep up with your growing tour schedule, see where they can see 3TO on the road, and stay in the know for some of this new music you're hoping to make over the coming weeks and months?
Well, of course, thirdtimeout.com. That's our website, which we keep our tour
And
schedule
that's
on there.
three
And
eyes, Roman numeral, right?
right, three eyes, RDTYMEOUT.com.
Time with a Y.
Or you can just you can Google Russell Moore, and there will be a link down there to our website that shows up. Of course,
If you
we've
Google Russell Moore, make sure you click on the bluegrass singer and not the Baptist preacher because they'll take you in
yes,
different directions.
they will, totally different directions for sure.
He's a
Um,
great
but
preacher, but if you're looking for good bluegrass singing, you'll be disappointed. So
yes, yeah, you won't hear a banjo on the other one. But of course, Facebook and Instagram, we know we have we're high tech rednecks. We've got all the social stuff going on. Um, but that's the easiest way to find out where we're going to be and what's going on and the latest news and everything with Third Time Out.
and hopefully if folks missed Allison Krauss Union Station with Russell Moore this summer, hopefully there'll be some more opportunities to see you with Allison in the future. We'll just leave it at that.
There you go. Yes, sir. I think that's probably a good way to end that.
We look forward to seeing you next week at the Roberts Center, industrialstrengthbluegrass.com. Russell Moore, thank you so much for joining us on Real Roots Radio.
Always a pleasure, Daniel. Thank you, and great to see you and talk to you, and looking forward to seeing you next weekend.